Welcome to Here Comes the Boom, a Kentucky basketball recruiting podcast brought to you by KSR and KSR Plus. We've got a great show for you today. It's been a quiet time in Kentucky basketball recruiting, but some of Kentucky's top targets are out on the recruiting trail this weekend, visiting some of their schools. So let's go and talk about that, starting with Tay Kinney, a Newport, Kentucky native who's now at Overtime Elite in Atlanta. He's visiting Louisville this weekend. He's there Thursday, June 5th and Friday, June 6th for an official visit. Kentucky got him on an unofficial visit last year, but they have not gotten him on an official visit yet. I believe his only other official visit so far was to Purdue earlier this year. So this is his first official visit of the summer, going to Louisville, and they want him bad. Talking to sources, Kentucky is set to get him on an official visit sometime in the near future, potentially in the fall. It's expected sometime during his senior year, but Louisville's making a strong push. He just signed a deal with Adidas, which is obviously Louisville is an Adidas school, so that gives them an advantage there, but this recruitment's far from over, so we'll have to see where things progress. Some other schools involved, you have Xavier, then you have Texas, who obviously has a new staff from Xavier. Xavier had him in for they were in to visit him for an in-home visit, just like Kentucky. And then you've got Purdue, like we mentioned before. A lot of schools on his list, but Kentucky and Louisville are two schools that we're hearing a lot right now. We could see a battle between the two rivals for the four-star guard out of Overtime Elite. So that's the one big visit. You got a few other players that Kentucky reached out to that are going to be on campus at other schools this week. We wrote about that over on KSR Plus, but now I want to talk about who could be the next player that Kentucky offers in the 2026 class. Tay Kinney, who we mentioned earlier, already has an offer from the program. But let's talk starting with Austin Guzby, a 6'5" forward out of Melissa, Texas. He's playing with Drive Nation on the EYBL circuit and has been excellent this spring and summer. So he's a player that I think Kentucky could end up offering. He just said an official visit to SMU. He's got a lot of ties to Texas. His older brother plays football there. So the Texas schools are going hard after him. But if Kentucky extends an offer, then I would expect Kentucky to be able to get him on campus and Kentucky to have a real shot with Austin Guzby if they end up offering. Another player out of Texas, Christian Gibson, a 6'4" shooting guard out of Maid Creek. Kentucky was in to visit with him. It was Coach Mikhail McLean that went in and met with him during that spring period in late April, visited him at his school. He really likes Kentucky, but they have not extended an offer yet. They'll be battling with schools like LSU, Houston, Ole Miss, TCU, if they do end up offering Christian Gibson, who's also on the Nike EYBL circuit. Then you've got another player on the EYBL circuit, but this player is from Utah, Anthony Falesi, a shooting guard, a 4-star, ranked number 42 in the On3 industry ranking. And he's got a lot of schools on his list. One notable one that comes up often with Anthony Falesi is BYU. He's obviously from the state of Utah, so they've been on him for a while. Kentucky actually reached out to him early on in his recruitment and has maintained contact with him and his agent, but they have not extended an offer yet. So no visits set up yet for Kentucky, but if they offer, he's another one I'd expect them to get on campus. The last player that I want to talk about who I could see Kentucky potentially offering in the future is Dean Rukert, another player out of Utah. He's at Timpview in Provo, Utah, so right in BYU's backyard. Kentucky has been in contact with him. The old staff was in contact, Kentucky's current staff under Mark Pope was in contact with him when they were at BYU, and now the current BYU staff is also recruiting him. They stay in touch pretty often. Kentucky does with Dean Rukert, and if they offer, he thinks very highly of the staff. He talked to KSR's Jack Pilgrim about Kentucky earlier this spring, and he said that Kentucky's a great basketball school, historical basketball school, and it's a big opportunity for Mark Pope and the staff over there. So he holds the program in high regard. Those are 4 players that I'm watching for Kentucky to see if they end up extending an offer, but we'll a lot of more targets may pop up as we head into this June period. You've got more EYBL stuff. You've got Team USA stuff. So a lot of events that Kentucky can scout some of the top players in 2026 and determine who they want to extend offers to. My final thought is Kentucky is playing things very slow in 2026. You have a lot of players, a lot of schools that are hosting 2026 players on official visits. Kentucky's not doing that yet. I expect more of those to happen in the fall when they can build out this 2026 class. They're playing it slow, but I'm not worried. I think they're going to have plenty of options in this 2026 class, so we can just wait and see who they prioritize. Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to go and subscribe to KSR Plus. Go and subscribe to the KSR YouTube channel. We'll see you again soon.